welcome to my tutorial. Today I'm going to explain the Singleton pattern, one of the easiest pattern, I think. We need for this pattern only an object, and this object has a private constructor and a static method or property to access the current instance. So if I compare this with an object that is not a singleton, I can create or instantiate more than one instance at runtime of this object. From a singleton object, I can only instantiate one instance or maximize one instance at runtime. So now we look into the source code. So for that I create a class called Singleton, and this class has a private constructor so now if I try to access or if I try to create an instance of this object with new singleton, we see that the compiler says that the protection level are not accessible because this constructor is private. So I need a method which allows me to get this instance from this object here. So this method or this property is public. The return value is a singleton, and I call this method or property instance. And that's a getter method that returns me an instance. So I need an object, this is also private, from type singleton with the name instance uppercase, and this instance is a new singleton, and in this point I create a new singleton instance, and this is the only place where I can do this. So I have here an instance of my singleton, and with my method here instance I return, or with my property instance I return the current instance of the singleton. So to access this singleton or this property here, I have to say that this property is static, so I can access this property from everywhere in my program where this object is accessible. We see that the compiler says this is not possible because this instance has also to be static. And now I can access with the object name, in this case singleton dot instance, and for a test I create here a public a public value from type integer. I call it value, and I can now access this value and increase it by 1. So to demonstrate it, I write this value to the console before I increment it. So the first number is 0, Then I access this value and increment it, and the next value, and the value is 1. So I start the program, and we see first value is 0, and then the second value is 1. And this is all what is to say for the Singleton pattern. There are no more things to say, so if you like it, please give me a recommendation, and hopefully I see you in the next videos. Bye.